It literally, in most cases, some of them were down to 14, some of them were 7. It wasn't until the Scottish Rite when they got 33rd degrees. But see, this is the kicker about the 33rd degree level of masonry, or masons, I should say, is that you get the horns, you get the crown on top of your head. The horns literally represent 33rd degree. The crown represents 33rd degree. When you're a king, that represents the 33rd degree.
Right,
And
and
that's what
the
it means.
33rd, they have to be invited only. That's another misconception, and that
Yep.
the average Mason that's below like a 32nd and lower, they have no idea that there's a whole other level of 33 more degrees after they get those horns and that crown.
Yeah, exactly. It never stops, and that's why a lot of people believe that it almost goes with the idea with the chakras. The chakras go to 7, but there's more than that. Chakras, and the top of your chakra is your head chakra, and that's the one where you supposed to be all knowing and all this other stuff. The level never stops. Everybody changes up things. It's just that everybody compiles all Masons as one, and that's why they're like, oh, every Mason knows the same thing. No, they all know something differently. Matter of fact, in a lot of cases, some of them fought against each other. Mason against Mason. You know what I'm saying? Depending on so a lot of that's why I don't understand when people say, Randall Carson's gatekeeping or this or that. No, he's not gatekeeping. He's only sharing what he thinks he knows. And then he has a lot of people who support him that share what they think they know from what he thinks he knows. Okay. And then you're always going to find somebody that's going to counter your argument. It's just, where's the evidence for the counter? And it's easy. That's why I always talk about when it comes to the Anunnaki coming from the depths of the seas rather than a planet. All I have to do is just look at one word, and that's Abzu. You look at that word, and that tells you exactly where the Sumerians said that the Anunnaki came from. Not just the Sumerians, but the Mesopotamians, period. The Abzu is literally their foundational ground of where they came from. That's so when that's where we have to separate our emotions, because a lot of people want to feel like they're right about everything,
Right.
and I'm just like, stop feeling that. Like, why do you, what if you're so right about it, then you should be the richest person on the planet then. Right now.
It's uncomfortable truths, right? They can't handle an uncomfortable truth. They have to just have their truth, their belief, their
Mhm.
bias, no matter what, even when the evidence starts showing more. And I love that how you've figured out and done the research showing that the Anunnaki come from the ocean, come from our planet and below, and that is recently out in the Okanagan, British Columbia, the close to the Pacific in Canada, and I was with some of the indigenous there. I was asking them about their creation legends and whatnot, and they were all telling me how the local creation myths are that there's these fish people from the bottom
Mhm.
of the lakes there that were the ones that took them in during the last cataclysm and brought them out afterwards, and that taught them everything, and that there's this city that's still under Lake Okanagan that they believe will be emptied and that they will be brought back to during the next cataclysm. And it's the exact same creation myth on the other side of the story, or of the
Yeah,
world.
Where's that lake at? Lake Okinawan.
Lake Okanagan. Okanagan.
Is that in Canada?
Yeah, it's in Canada, British Columbia. It's quite a big lake, actually, and it's also Lake Okanagan is quite well known for what they call Ogopogo, and Ogopogo being a Canadian indigenous version of the Loch Ness monster, also residing in the Okanagan Lake. There you go.
You know what's so funny that I found
I've
interesting
been to
about
Loch Ness. It is funny because Loch Ness is a very long, skinny lake like this. Loch means lake. What was that, Tyrone?
No, what's so interesting about the Loch Ness monster to me, just learning about the history behind that, is that it comes from it doesn't reside in the water that they think it resides in. It resides in the ocean. It just comes to that water to breed. That's one of the theories that I've learned about the Loch Ness monster. And when you said that these indigenous people talked about things coming from the ocean or the depths of the sea or the water or what sort, that's in every civilization. And some civilizations do have that they came from the skies. Some people do believe that, but they equated the skies of individuals being on mountains or higher ground. I mean, like thinking of Mount Olympus, for example, it was in
I
the
was about
mountain.
to
That's
say the same thing, Mount Olympus.
yeah. So when people say, they came from the sky, that doesn't mean that they came from outside of Earth's atmosphere. They don't literally say they came from a different planet or outside of Earth's atmosphere. They say they come from the skies, they fallen or came down or whatever the case may be. But they forgot these gods lived, or these kings or whoever you want to call them, lived higher ground than the people below. I mean,
Right? It
shit.
just means they can fly. It means they have wings. It doesn't mean that they came from off planet.
Yeah, exactly. Why? And none of that. It's so crazy that we look, when it comes to UFOs, we always think that these UFOs or these spacecraft come from outside of Earth's atmosphere. But we know, they say that we know more about space than we know about our own oceans. Now that's
Which
crazy to
which is
even
just
think
an
about.
absolute lie though, because it's like the vastness of space, just another
That's what I'm
planet, right?
saying.
Right? Like it's like, no, we definitely know more about the ocean on our own
Yeah.
planet because it's one planet. But that said, it just goes to show how little we know of our own realm.
Exactly. If we can make a stupid ass statement like that, that just tells us that we barely know anything about our own planet. Because I mean, we know how big the earth is, or according to what they say scientifically. We know how deep the waters are scientifically, right? So, but we don't know how big the universe is. Hell, we don't even know where the end of the universe, if there is one out there. You know what I mean?
Well, and now though they've just come out with like new findings that there's inner oceans below our oceans in the mantle, right? So it's like we don't even know because like we're just finding out there's more oceans below the oceans.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. To me, it's really crazy that, some of the comments that people make, and like I said, I don't think anybody's gatekeeping anything. I think everybody's sharing what they know. The problem is when they get too big, they feel like they don't need to comment and talk to anybody else, and I think that's what hurts a lot of people's legitimacy. And that's one thing that I do like about Jimmy Corsetti, is that he will argue with somebody on X if he has time. Like if he has time to blow, yeah, he'll definitely argue. I just feel like the point is that once you come into this field, there's no picking and choosing on what you want to do. You can't pick and choose who's right and wrong, because if you don't do your own due diligence, you can't sway one way or another. Just because somebody says something nice and that made your ears sound, pleasant, doesn't
With
mean that they're
confirmation
right.
bias, just because
Yeah.
somebody's giving you the confirmation bias that you're looking for.
That's the
Yeah.
definition of a cult, right? It's like anything real has to pass scrutiny, and no matter how uncomfortable that truth or that fact may be, it's like if it keeps passing scrutiny, you have to take it into account and you have to accept the information that's coming with it and adjust it into your own model. Like when I first found out about like the Anunnaki, I was like, this is BS. I got triggered. I was like, no, no, no. All right. But it's like, well, then I started doing my own research and then podcasting, interviewing, and then like going out and exploring and finding these runes and everyone else's work these days. It's like it's undeniable at this point. It just more and more keeps coming. And then getting introduced to you, Tyrone, and your work, I love it because it's like I it's so uncomfortable because I hate it. I hate the facts, but it's like it is what it is, and you just
Yeah.
have to accept it. And it's like it goes along with everything else that I've found, and and then it's like it goes along with all the indigenous creation myths, or not myths. They're creation stories. They're what their
Yeah.
people have. They're oral traditions, and when they're all saying the same thing, and it's the same thing that's being depicted on the ancient megaliths and civilizational runes from the before time, it's hard to argue, and it's hard to not actually take a real look at accepting it is what it is.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I always, like, I tell Stig all the time, it's hard to get respect in this field because first of all, you're going against what people are happily and easily accepting today. they don't want to go back and be taught something new, especially from somebody that they barely even know. A lot of people pay a lot of their way into advertising for themselves. It takes money to make money, you know what I'm saying? And if you have a team of people and you promising people, hey, shout outs, or if I make it big, then this or that, I'm gonna bring you with me, and this, that, and the third. People get manipulated into that. And that's why you have a lot of people who may do this for 10, 15 years, and then in the 20 year, you found out they hated each other the whole time. You know what I mean? Because they didn't like each other. You have to find genuine people who are open-minded and who really want to say, okay, look, this is what I do know and what I've learned, and this is what I've understood. But if somebody brings something to the table and says to me, hey, this is wrong, and look more into this, I have no problem saying, hey, I was wrong. That's why I said, once somebody shows me that the Anunnaki came from planet Nibiru that orbits our sun every 3,600 years, and they came here to mine gold from our planet, if they can find any hard, solid evidence that's in writing about that, then I'm going to be like, hey, my job is done. I learned everything now. But then my question is still going to be in the back of my head is, why does these English...
Show me Nibiru, show me the planet. Then maybe, right? Like, but until then, it seems like we can't really get off this realm, and that everything's within it. And my own work also in like the anti-gravity, or essentially it's breaking down engineering space-time. It's interdimensional, right? So it's like any sort of these space, quote unquote, spacecraft. No, it's interdimensional. So whether it's interdimensional being or interdimensional technology, it's space and time. It doesn't necessarily mean it's coming from somewhere else. It could just be from a dimension within our realm, or from a time other than our time in our realm.
Yep, I agree. I agree with you a lot. That's why I say it is, when you're stuck in the mode of, hey, I'm right and you're wrong, you lose your eyesight to what others, because you're only narrow-minded. Like, if you have questions, that's okay. But if you're saying, I'm right about everything, you're not leaving room for you wanting to learn anything else, because there's always going to be more information.
Right, if someone's narrow-minded, you might as well just go read up on Columbus discovering America, and go take some Egyptology classes for $20,000 a year, right? Like,
yeah, just listen to what Zawi Hawass says. That guy, yeah, that is,
Hey, he's back on the team again. Hey, let me ask you, the name of this video is Secrets Revealed. What's coming in 2026? You won't sleep tonight. And everything you've been talking about is going to stop me from sleeping. That's for sure. I believe in giants now. But what about, and now you two, we got Parker Edmondson on the topic last time. Bernie, did you ever hook up with him?
I've yet to get in contact with him. I've tried a bit. Tyrone, have you been able to get back a hold with him? He seems pretty busy and stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Sorry to interrupt. He's been doing those Model T videos, driving a Model T around the streets of where does he live?
He lives in Texas. Yeah, I've been trying to contact him. I'm a matter of fact, I'm waiting until after the holidays to message him again, because I wanted to ask him how his museum is coming along, because he's trying to raise funds for that too. That's like one of his biggest priorities is getting, and we're talking about Dr. Parkenstein, by the way, so everybody knows who we're talking about. I did a podcast with him. I actually have his personal cell phone number and stuff like that. It's very...
I'll send you the link for you to forward to him to apply to present at Tesla Tech in 2026, because it's opened up, and I really want to see him there, because he deserves.
All right, yeah, send it to me. Send me everything that you have, bro. And
if he doesn't respond, we have to road trip it to Texas to see his museum, and support that to get him to come Tesla Tech.
Hey, if it's not, it's going to be one of the years. It's definitely going to be. I mean, I know one of his biggest things is doing that museum. So, and I definitely want to go there, because that's one of the things that I do. Like I was saying before you came on, my bucket list is, starting in 2027, is to go to each museum in each of the 50 states. I've already been, to a lot of museums already as it is, but I want to be able to I want to start going, from Alaska to Hawaii, I want to go to all
Right,
50 states in
So
one
the
museum.
continental 48. We're starting that in 2026, and then we'll do Alaska and Hawaii in 2027.
Hey, but I
Yeah,
heard that both of you are going to be in California in January. What's up with that? Both of you?
Both of
No,
us. All right.
When are you going to be, Bernie? When are you coming to California?
I already told you I'm coming around March.
Bernie,
March,
when did you
okay.
say?
March.
Just a couple weeks time. I don't want to fully disclose it because I don't want Mossad blowing up the airplane because that's a whole other rabbit hole of drama I'm involved with, aka Alternative Propulsion Engineering Conference, and me exposing their funding being an Israeli black project and whatnot. But we won't get into that on this episode. But I will be there mid to end of January, and I'll be down there for a couple months. So I'll try to stay till March, so we can also meet up with Tyrone. And at the end of March,
I'm worried that I might not be here in that week. I may have been invited to something which I don't want to talk about. And you know where that is? It's starting in Spain.
Well, you're gonna have to delay that a little bit so we can first go to Mexico City in mid-March for the big conference there, and then from there I'll have to join you on your trip to Spain.
Well, I'm
right?
talking about January 15 approximately. So we'll see. It sounds
Okay.
like our dates are
We'll be
adding
ready
up
for that.
already. I just got to get the money to pay for it all. And that's why I'm working so hard at what I'm doing here. Get down here right now. You got a place to sleep. It's just cold. It's very cold right now in this desert.
How's the weather? Is it flooded? Like, are you safe there, Stiggs? You're not washed away?
That's LA. That's LA. It's not even raining here.
Oh,
It's not
snap.
even
That's
raining.
weird.
What did Loretta said? Loretta was talking. So, okay, moving on. So I kind of interrupted. What is coming in 2026 that's going to make us not sleep?
I think we need to do what we kept on doing in 2025. Just be more consistent with it. I think everybody do. And I think what really needs to happen is a lot of people need to stop believing everything and then do their own cross-referencing. And it's going to be hard because a lot, it's going to be hard because a lot of people don't want to do it. I know there's more people who are in these Twitter spaces, X spaces, longer in those spaces than they are in doing their own due diligence and reading and researching. It takes a lot of time, man. Being a detective, that's hard work. And that's basically what we're doing is that we have to cross-reference everything. You literally have to go and cross-reference everything. And it takes time, it takes money, it takes patience, it takes energy, emotions. The first thing is you got to learn how to.
And then you got to journalize it after that. You do the detective work, but then are you going to be a journalist too? Because then you're doing twice the work.
Boots on ground. Are you going to go? I mean, you don't have to go to those places necessarily. I mean, you can go to historical places around the world and see different things. Building pyramids, they first had mounds before they started building pyramids. So look at the structures of how these mounds were built. Why did they choose these places? Did they have these places in here? And then, when technology got better, they decided to, heat up bricks and say, hey, well, we'll put up mud bricks, whatever that people want to call them. And then people say, hey, well, we can cut concrete now, or we can cut cement or whatever. We can make cement and cut cement, or we can cut blocks or this, that, and the third. And as technology got better, the structures got better, but it all started off with mounds, literally. And I go visit a lot of mounds, and it's a pile of dirt, yes, but you can definitely, create entryways into these mounds, just like they did at Mogi Mounds.
Some LiDAR for 2026 for your mound expeditions, right?
Yeah, we need to see more aerial shots of these places, with drones too.
Real ones. Wait, I'm trying to put us up there.
With drones. Like we need not with all this. You know what I just read? All the DJI drones here in the United States, or they're going to stop selling them here. So you can no longer get one of those really good DJI. I think the government signed something to the effect that the certain drones that come from foreign countries like China and stuff like that are no longer going to be sold in America.
That's
Like
wild.
you can still use drones, you just can't use certain types. I mean, you can still use those because you bought them, of course, but once they break and you need replacements parts and stuff like that, and they become scarce and stuff like that, you won't be able to get you won't get them anymore.
That's wild. And they're
So
already
you have to buy them.
programmed where it's like they won't even, you can't even fly them in most national parks and most sites that like we want to use them. It's like they're pre-programmed as no fly zones. Like you can't even try to like set one of those up and go over the Grand Canyon even. It's
Oh, you
wild.
can't? Oh,
No,
stop.
it's pre-programmed now. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's so fucking funny, bro. Because you know when I was really thinking about doing that to some of these places that I go to, like fuck, man, I could go about away from somewhere and fly it over. But if it stops it or
Right, you got to like hack the program and like GPS spoof it and be like, no, I'm not at this national park. I'm just to the north of this park. We're good.
yeah, that's
I
crazy.
just saw a
man.
video on the drone getting shot out of the sky by the Border Patrol guy. And it looked, I don't even know if it was AI or not. You never know now. But it was like Border
That's the
Patrol.
other thing that sucks. All these AI videos, man. Everybody's doing these AI videos.
It's garbage. Like Instagram, TikTok, I'd say it's like 80%, at least 70% just fake AI stuff. And people are like, oh, look at this discovery. Oh, look at it. And it's like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, grandma
They
is
don't
not
even know what they're
cuddling
looking at.
with the grizzly bear. Sorry, grandma is not cuddling up with the mountain lion. And no, grandma, like 5 dudes are not like discovering aliens that are under like
Well, think about
That's
the
so
animal rescue videos where you have the animal trapped on a fence and they're biting and trying to get him off the fence, and then the animal brings the and it used to be that was a collection of videos that were unrelated, but now it's AI. The animal will bring your video to the baby to your house with all his friends.
right. Oh, it's like they saved the baby.
That's so funny.
They saved the baby wolf, or they saved the baby bear. Then they brought it home. Then they fed it. Then it ran off. Then it had babies. Then it brought it home, and then grandma's cuddle it. Right? It's just it's
they're feeding it.
Hey, that's so funny. So that's so funny. You was talking about coddling and all this stuff. Hey, bring this up, Stig. Bring this picture up because this is an AI video. Look what fucking this shit had me rolling yesterday. I think it was when I first seen it. Now screenshot. Share my screen.
Okay, let me get rid of this. Let me stop presenting. I guess
This is something I just when we was talking
okay.
about AI and how people are using AI to create content and shit like that. Man, this had me cracking up when I first seen it. So, do you see what this says? Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Do you see that shit?
Is that Billy Carson?
That's what Billy Carson said. He said a humpback whale gently wrapped its fins around a marine scientist and stayed with her for over 7 minutes.
Oh my gosh! Like,
this is the shit that kills me.
Authenticity at its finest.
That's why I say I cannot believe why people take certain people serious. Like I actually read this article and it's nothing like this. I think he actually typed this in a chat GPT because a lot of the words in the format is usually how chat GPT does it for a lot of stuff. I don't know why. You can kind of look at it and tell in a way. But this is funny to me. Look at this shit, man. A humpback whale wrapping their fins around a fucking human. How big is this fucking human?
Right. I was just about to say, like, that's got to be a newborn humpback whale for one. Like, not even like a fetus humpback whale still in the womb to be that size to a human.
Like, this is what I say about using AI. It's a great fucking tool. I think it's an absolutely great tool. I think that using it helps cut down a lot of the bullshit that you do, especially if you're a one-man show like we are. Like all three of us are. We don't have secretaries and hundreds and fifties of different people posting shit for us or doing it. We're doing it ourselves. So whatever we can kind of corners at to continue, you know, staying up with our consistency, it works. But this shit, when I seen this shit yesterday, I was like, yo, and people, and this dude is supposed to be the dude that sit here and knows what the fuck he's talking about. If you can manipulate easy and gullible people to believe shit like this, then what are you really doing? Like, can you tell me like this?
Tiger shark, like, oh my god.
I was just like, man, what? I was like, what are? I was like, oh my god. I was like, this. I said, this is what blows my mind. I said, it's a great tool, but you're taking a great tool and using fucking bogus representation of what's happening.
Ever since
that's
brain rot.
my last video, I used AI to. I was speaking ancient Greek, and I used the HeyGen, and I don't even know if I still paying for that. I don't think so, but yeah, you got to check. This is generated, and I don't want to do that. I don't want YouTube to have another excuse for putting something up on my screen, which it does. It says this is AI generated content, and I don't want. And now Reddit, if you're in a group and it's AI generated, they take it down immediately. So, you know, I like to play with that stuff, but it's not you got to get rid of that AI off your channel. Or you're
see, the problem is that too many people use it because they want to make quick content and they want to be famous, and that's why a lot of them say pretty much the same exact things over and over. It's just worded differently, and there's no real research in there. There's no real, you know, evidence. That's why when on my show, what I've learned from reading these books, I literally take the book I read. Like the next book I'm doing is on this book right here.
Sorry. Let me go back to you.
Yeah, I'm about to do my next book is on this one right here. What I've learned. So what all these tabs right here are tabs that I found interesting in the book. And all I'm going to do is just take the book, open it up, and read what the tabs say, and then go off the commentary of what I know from past information. And that's something that I think I add different than most people, because I'm not telling people what to believe. I'm not telling you what I think it is. I'm just telling you that when people say that they want to know about the Egyptian mythologies, you would have to pick up, which is this book, The Ancient Egyptian Pyramid Text. Now, this may be from James P. Allen, and there are different translations, but guess what? James P. Allen is a very respected person in this field, so I'm definitely going to make sure I read his books. I have other translations, and that's why I do every single book that I have, and that's why I know what the actual texts say from multiple scholars versus what somebody like, let's say like Billy Carson would say that the Egyptians said they said. He reads it and tells you what he interprets. I read exactly what it says and leave you for it to understand your interpretation. Now, if you want me to go, which I do most of the time, like if they talk about like vampires, when people talk about vampires, I'll be like, Sut was a vampire and Lilith was a vampire. How do I know that? Because Samuel Noah Kramer says that in one of his books. And then if you know anything about the Egyptian Sut, then you know that it's considered darkness. Darkness had to do with vampires. And I even explained it in simple terms. A vampire wasn't something that sucked your blood out of your skin to make turn you into a vampire. A vampire was something that took your energy. That's why you have energy vampires. That's why you look at them when they only come out night, because if they go in the sun, it takes their energy and kills them. They don't like sunlight. They don't want that. When they're in darkness, they're the ones that has that energy, the partying, the living, the having the fun, the nightlife type, the drugs, the alcohol, whatever the case may be. The night, what it does to people who are always in the sun, what happens when it gets dark? Well, they get tired. Well, we are different groups of people. We come from hunter-gatherers. Some of us had to stay up at night all night to protect the tribe and slept at night, and the other ones work during the daytime. That's why you have people who work better on night shift than rather on day shift, because it's easier for them. Their body's adapted. I don't sleep at night at all. I get most of my sleep anywhere between 8 in the morning to about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's it. Maybe 4 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. But I have a lot of energy at night, bro.
I was like, oh snap, Tyrone's exposing me as a vampire, but takes one to know one. So all right.
Yeah, because I feel like I have my energy at night. I'm wide awake at fucking night. Once about 8 o'clock in the morning hits, that's when I get sleepy. And then I'll take a nap for about 2 to 3 to 4 hours, and I'm back up in the afternoon. And it takes me a while to wake up and get to going. But once I get out, that's why one of the first things I do when I wake up is I immediately go outside within the first 30-45 minutes. I
Right?
go
And
outside.
get that sun as soon as you're up, because it's like you
Yeah.
got to get some of it and get charged.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's the only way I can get charged. That's the only way I can really get charged up during the days. I have to go outside real quick. I just go out there and I walk around real quick. But at night, man, I feel like, I have so much energy at night. A lot. And just knowing that vampires wasn't, when your blood drains out your body is because you get sleepy. You'll get sleepy and of course they say you die, of course. But then, once you hit that nightlife as a vampire and you know how to sustain it, it's dangerous for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I heard your door knock.
Something made a noise outside. I don't know if it was my place or not. Was that me?
Well, my place. Something. The vampire's knocking at Stig's door.
Yeah, you about to find out. Speaking
Okay,
of
I'll go take a
vampires,
look.
let's
If you hear me scream,
jump off subject. One of my favorite vampire movies is John Carpenter's Vampires. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I'm checking.
But
Hold
yeah,
on. I heard something. I'm worried it's my Starlink thing flying off the roof. If it's windy, that could be blowing down right now. I'm gonna go take a look real quick, see if it's moved. Because I haven't. I have my new Starlink, and I haven't.
It's fine. But if it's windy, it's probably just something like a tree or something swinging
I'm in the
around.
desert. Hold on. Let's go. I'm gonna go take a look. I'm gonna go take a look.
Yeah, he in the desert. Let me see. I got Yep, I still got Parkenstein's number. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit him up after I'm gonna hit him after January 1st. Send that stuff to me. So that way I can just tell him, hey, you need to sign up for this. I told him about it. He messaged me back and said he was interested, but I know that was like months ago, actually. So,
Right, and life just gets busy, and right, the holidays especially. Let's get to
yeah,
see
because
you. Glad to finally catch up. And
yeah, I
I got
know,
to
right?
also put you in contact with Terry Carter for Moonlight Gathering, so you can get in and do a presentation there, because it's meant to be.
Hey man, I'm telling you, I have a slideshow on it about it. I actually I think my video either already came out on YouTube or not, but I did a whole presentation on it, and I'm constantly updating it because there's always new information. Like I was telling Stig, man, there's so many different translations out there that you don't really know who to go off of because you can't go off the translation. You have to go off the dates of that translation. Right, a lot of people will say, "Well, the Sumerians said this," and the Sumerians actually didn't say it. It was written in their cuneiform, writing system, but it came from the Babylonian time frame. So it was the Babylonians that said it, but they just used the Sumerian cuneiform, which it's kind of strange because the cuneiform has always evolved. I think I think they said that some of the cuneiform tablets date all the way to like 1 AD. So, what did it fall out?
No, the Starlink didn't move, but I saw what fell down. It was a board. I'm a hoarder of wood. I'm a wood hoarder, so sometimes I balance wood around, and I should have. I just let it go. I was listening to you though, and it is amazing all these different versions.
Stig chuck if a Stig chuck could chuck woods.
What?
Never
Repeat
mind.
that again and make it relevant for today's. What secrets does that reveal? That first of all, Stig don't. I've been eating crackers. I got some crackers, not wood. That's chucking, right?
I guess so. What is a woodchuck? Is that like a beaver? I don't even know, right? Like it's just like the saying when you're kids, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Or if a woodchuck could chuck wood, so a woodchuck doesn't even chuck wood? I don't know.
Apparently, that's what the implication is. If it could chuck means that it don't chuck. That's what I know.
Well, snap. Guess we gotta investigate that in 2026. That's what's gonna keep you up at night, Stig.
Well, we had a lot of chat. People chatting us up while I was out there looking for the noise. I'm scanning it for important messages, but cuneiform, yeah, I can't believe that what you're saying about cuneiform and the fact that we didn't have anything but cuneiform. By the way, how old is Sumeria right now? What was the date? 5,000 BC or 5,000 years ago?
Well, they say it goes back to 3,200 BC, give or take. So whatever number you feel comfortable between, give or take.
5,000 years ago is what they say. Uh-oh. Admin, you're a Ryobi guy like me. I actually, I had to just see what was going on because it is windy here in the desert, and I didn't put down the Starlink. I probably have to get the ladder out. The rain's dried. There's no rain out here. You were worried about floods.
Yeah, that I've been seeing that shit on the news.
Oh my gosh, LA's really getting it. It's in a, what is that? What kind of river is it?
Atmospheric river, right? Like this new terminology that they're like that came out in like the last 10-15 years. And it's like I just seen like on like Live Science or physics.org, some supposed academic site, and they're like, oh, atmospheric rivers have shifted over the last 40 years. It's like, the heck you fuck are you talking about? That shit ain't like it didn't exist 40 years ago. Like, don't come at like it's propaganda. Shit's changing. The sun's changing. Everything's changing. We're in a new era. That's what I believe.
And it's all man's fault. I'm to blame because I'm flushing all that toilet paper down the toilet, and it's all my fault. I just keep blaming myself.
Man. It's cow farts, and you have to eat the bugs to avoid the cow farts, right?
The cockroach. If you don't eat and by the way, they eat bugs like cockroaches in Thailand. So you can go to Thailand and you can try bugs if you want.
Sure, they do it here in America too.
What?
They do it here in America too.
Well, yeah, but I've never seen in the marketplace like I have in Thailand. Thailand, and by the way, they don't like you to take pictures of that. They're like, oh no. You're profiting off of my product without paying me. Who says this? A woodchuck is a groundhog. Now we know. Okay, there you go. What's totally real, Loretta? Wait, what happened? Buy a bidet. Look, admin. I don't know how that got clicked. I've been using a bidet I do not use toilet paper. I have it. And that's what happens. Thunderstorm asthma. Like the Torm, I had an asthma attack on my last live stream. So I'm keep trying to unclick the thing and a new one pops up right under it. So it comes up. Yeah, I've been using a bidet for a while. I have toilet paper, but I use a handheld too. I just installed a bidet. Are we talking about this? Like, this is serious. Oh, here's Anna. Hey, Anna, you finally showed up. And we've been doing this for 2 hours now. How we doing, guys? Are we talking about the secrets? Revealed secrets.
Anna showed up at Stig's shitty secrets of what wipes his ass, and what a way to go, eh?
I love bidets. I love them. What's this javelina? What's that saying? Javelina is a rodent, but looks like a pig. Okay.
I ain't never seen that. I gotta look that up.
Oh, you were here. Anna says she was here. Okay, so she was pre-bidet conversation.
What was that? The javelina? I'm gonna have to look that up. See what the hell that is.
Everybody, what? Oh, javelina? It's an animal which is a rodent but looks like a pig. I think they all look like pigs. I don't know how you get out of saying
America or Africa, the javelina. Maybe Asia. I don't know. That's crazy. I never heard of it.
Oh,
now this guy's correcting you, saying it's javelina. No, that's probably. And then, of course, everybody poops. Let's not forget that. All right. Oh, and then,
it's so funny that we talking about pigs because in Islam, pigs are supposed to be the nastiest animal, right? Well, I've been all up and down Iraq and Afghanistan, and one thing that I know that Afghanis and Iraqis they eat chicken. Well, chickens eat other chickens. Chickens are just as dirty as pigs, also in some ways. True. So when people pick pigs over chickens, I'm just like, yo, do you even know what a chicken really?
Right? Like Chickens are vicious. They'll eat anything. Like they're disgusting little. Like yeah, they're not even mammals. They're not even rodents. They're like they're almost reptilian-ish.
Yeah, they're old
They eat the-
dinosaurs. Dinosaurs turned into birds, right?
That's what they say.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay, so it's pronounced javelina because the J is a jota in Espanol, and so javelina is pronounced without the J. It's a have H. And then Loretta has chickens. How many chickens do you have? What's this? Does hunt javelina taste like? Oh, and pigs are now. We have pig comment. We got a lot of comments coming in. All right, pigs eat everything. And that's why I'm.
Yeah, we also share our DNA with bananas too. A lot of people don't know that either, but we share DNA with. We actually share DNA with everything on this planet, just some more than others.
Right.
So it's very interesting because you got to think about that. How's our DNA bring us to the point where we're the only people inventing tools like technology to? Can you imagine a dog fucking sitting in a chair doing what we're doing right now? No, it's fucking humans. Like, how did this actually happen? Like, what spark gave us that opportunity to do that? You know what I mean? Like, we can literally do anything. They say we can go to space and we can go to the depths of the seas. The only thing we're missing now is fucking nothing else can actually do nothing like that. Like, you don't see none of that shit. I mean, you see some, and you know what's so funny is we're considered a great civilization, but they also consider ants the type of civilization also.
Let me just show you this.
That's
you were
right.
mentioning tools. Let me just grab this. I wish I could do it a different way. And we've got I'll just put it up there. Somebody sent me this, a banana hammer. So you're talking about tools and you're talking about bananas, and now we have a banana hammer, and guess how much that costs? That is $20 for one of those. And if you want the large one, I think the large one is, where's that large one at? I don't want to click it because this is a private conversation. I want to show something. I'll show you the large ones. The large ones
you don't want nothing in your toys coming up.
Yeah, well, this could be a toy. These are $150 if you get the large banana hammer. That's all I'm saying is bananas and hammers, and it's all coming together. It's all coming together. You share a DNA with tools and bananas. All right, is that the secrets? Is that what we're sharing? The secrets revealed for 2026?
That's what's going to terrify you in 2026. We are the banana hammer. We are one with the banana hammer, and you only cost $120 to be a banana hammer. And yes, that's it, right? No, that's not it at all. What's going to scare the heck out of everyone in 2026, I believe, or keep you up at night. That's what it was. What's going to keep us up at night? Well, me and Tyrone, we already stay up all night because we're night owls. But what's going to keep us up during the day is when we start seeing the return of the giants and the Anunnaki from below the ground in the oceans as they return. That's my prediction.
That's what I think so too. I think if anything is going to happen, it's going to come within our planet. See, I always believed in extraterrestrials. Okay, but why is it so hard to believe that we have those same type of gods and extraterrestrials here on planet Earth, and that the fight between what's going on is between the extraterrestrials outside of Earth's atmosphere and the interterrestrials that's inside our Earth? There's obviously something that's important about each and every planet. So I mean, in reality, I always think about this like, there's a theory. Okay, so a lot of people talk about, Pleiades, the seven sisters, and the extraterrestrials that are white skinned, possibly white haired or brown or blonde hair, or sometimes blue eyes, right? That makes sense to me because from what I understand of skin color, people are brown skinned because they were closer to the equator and their genetics kept it that way. And then later on, when people moved away from the equator, skin color got lighter. That makes sense to me if we're going to consider extraterrestrials, white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, if you're going to go that route, right? But and that could be absolutely true.
Sorry, sorry to interrupt, but that would make sense too with the grays, right? Like the gray,
Yeah,
supposed gray aliens, right? Like if you're from outer space, like it's darker out there, you're further
yeah,
away, you'd need that lighter pigment. That would make a lot of
yeah.
sense.
That's what I'm saying. I can believe that, right? But then, so the gods that are probably here on Earth, where there probably are different versions of gods on this Earth, because you have people who were close to the equator and people who weren't close to the equator. See, a lot of people. This is what strikes my curiosity, and I don't have a big enough. Well, you can look right here. So look. So you take. Let me see. Let me see if I can move it. Oh shit! I got that. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me do that real quick. Okay, so you can see the light. So Africa, they say that they say that people started around this area right here, right? If you go right across this way, that's the same line that these people are on, right? So it could have been a group of people that started right here. Then you go all the way across. It could have been a group of people that started right there. So there could be 3 locations that people actually started at, right? The only way to find out is using DNA and stuff like that, but that's hard still, right? Then they say some people started living in these areas right here. So you
Well,
got we'll
just
just say
to
right
add
here.
in, Tyrone, the same longitude over in Australia and genetically mapping, they say the Australians are actually older than the Africans now,
Yeah,
genetically.
some people do say that. Yeah, they say okay, so this is where the question comes in. First of all, what do we classify ourselves as? Homo sapiens. Well, they say the oldest Homo sapien bones that we found on planet Earth comes from this area right here, which is Morocco, Africa, right here to be exact, Morocco, Africa, and that goes back 300,000 years ago, right? That's where the
Yeah, the
oldest Homo
Atlas
sapiens.
Mountains, the location of Atlantis. Let's not forget.
Exactly. Exactly. Good point. That's why I'm bringing it up. But then genetically, they say sometimes here, then sometimes they say in Australia. Now, these are different types of these Homo sapiens that's here in Morocco, Africa, were different than what they consider the ones from 200,000 years ago from Ethiopia and area, right? So, but this area right here, why couldn't there have been a different group of people that was formed everywhere? Because it was Pangea at one time. All the continents were together. We consider this planet is 5 billion over. Well, I'm not gonna say 5 billion. This planet, they give or take anywhere from 3 to 5 billion years old, right? They say that, right? Some people say 3 to 5 billion years old, give or take. We only going back 300,000 years ago for humans. There's no way. There is no freaking way. And the reason why we won't find bones and all this other stuff is because every place in the world that's near the coast of water is flooded. It's literally flooded. And there's civilizations found in all of these places everywhere.
Let me show that. Hold on. I'm going to show you here.
Matter of fact, Antarctica, if you want to argue, wasn't always an ice land or snowland. There's maps of it being, just a regular continent. And we know that the Earth's axis changed. We know that the Earth's rotation changed. We know all these things has some kind of different. The atmosphere changed, most importantly. I mean, you're showing it right here. All this stuff is flooded. So that doesn't mean that. How do we know that those civilizations or the Homo sapiens started there? Nobody really knows. We're just going off of fragments of bones, and people are saying, hey, well, this is a Homo sapien or this is that. Hell, we're considered today, in 2025, Homo sapiens sapiens. That's the extra sapiens says that we're intelligent people. Oh, we lost Bernie.
Where did he go? We just lost him?
Yeah.
That's very strange. So he may have. I don't think I kicked him out. Let me remove this for a sec. No, I think. Oh, here he is. He's back. Hey, Bernie.
My phone overheated, but now I'm back with another phone.
I hate it when they say that.
So I was just about to say before it cut me off was that they've now
you were
found
good. Turn that thing. Rotate.
I did. It's not rotating. What the heck? Hold on. Oh, that's why. Uh, there we go. Work now? I think so. Oh,
Maybe,
there-
maybe.
am I here? Am I there? Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. Oh dear.
You're halfway
There
there.
we go.
That's
There we
okay.
go. I'm back.
There you
I'm
go.
back.
Perfect.
All right. All
Perfect.
right. So apparently they found some new human bones or human ancestor bones of like 1.3 million or 3.1 million years or something. But not just that though. A bigger part is the Neanderthals, right? That's like, oh, there was also the Neanderthals. But then you look at the Neanderthal skulls and the DNA, and it just so happens to be the same DNA skulls that they give to the elongated skull folk of like the Nazca Peru mummies and the rest of them. And it's like, oh, was that the Nephilim in between? And then there's the Desvonians or whatever that are even older and they're even bigger, and their tooth jaw sizes are like 3 times the size of Homo erectus / Homo sapien, which it's like, were those the actual Anunnaki and the real giants and the before peoples, whatever it was, but they're kind of covering it up, and that they claim that it's like, oh, it was just hunter-gatherers, oh, it was just this or that, but no, it goes back way further than 150,000 years, like they try to claim.
And not even talking about stuff that's old. That's old, right? 50,000. Look at the elongated skulls that we have in our 1,000 years old. Who were those people? And I brought that up earlier because
I think they died out about 1,500 years ago. Was the last ones that they found anywhere in Europe, and then they found the
Peru.
Yeah, Peru, I guess Peru's the youngest ones, right? And then it's like, then you bring up the conquistadors and the Jesuit orders, that it's like, oh, they chased them out of the Mediterranean. That was the last time they found them, like a couple thousand years ago there. And then they fled to the Andes. And then all of a sudden you had the Spanish go in, and the French and the English in North America, and take out the rest. And that's even in the Pacific Northwest of Canada and the US, some of the indigenous tribes had elongated skulls that they were still binding themselves. They were doing the skull binding, but it's like they were imitating it up until the point where the Jesuits came and genocided their cultures. So were they hunted by Rome, potentially?
Yeah, I'm just looking at Hugh Newman, Giants of Stonehenge. I just got this in Scottsdale, and it's got so many pictures, and for each part of England, like Sussex and there's all Worcestershire and Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, and all the shires. And then I saw Sussex.
I wonder if he read Godfrey Higgins' books, Celtic Druids, because that's where you get the bread and butter at about Stonehenge. Like Godfrey Higgins, man, I'm telling you, when he wrote his book, man, Celtic Druids, there's a lot of information in there. A lot of information. I think a lot of people should read that. The problem is just that, the hardest thing is people don't have time to read. Most people, they're either working a 9 to 5, and then they're trying to find something entertaining, like watching podcasters and stuff like that, or
how do you not have time to read when you're listening to Joe Rogan for a 3-hour podcast?
You wasted your 3 free hours listening to Joe Rogan on a podcast, and your brain is rotted, so you can't comprehend anything else. Is my guess. I don't know.
But see, that's part of how misinformation gets passed, though, is because people skip the reading part and go straight to Joe Rogan or any of these other podcasters. That's why I always tell people, don't believe what I say. Get this book right here and challenge me. I'm literally doing it live right now. If you got this book, tell me I'm wrong.
I love it. Rebirth of the Word. It's so true. And that's real science. That's real archaeology. That's real history, right? It's like, we aren't no freaking echo chambers. We aren't no cults. It's always do your own research. Don't take our word for it. See what we're showing, what we're presenting, and then go do your own investigations and research into it. And that I say the exact same stuff with my alchemy discoveries, with my electrolysis, my electrochemistry, right? Real science. It has to pass scrutiny. Don't take my word for it. Reproduce it yourself. You don't believe it's possible, or you do, whatever way, test it. Build it yourself.
Yeah.
Read it
Or at
yourself.
least check it yourself rather than just take it and then spit it out. People give it to you in one side and you just spit it out, and you don't check it first. And they're perpetuating these lies or these untruths or rumors, and I see it every day. It's happening with Atlantis. It's happening with what you were talking about in Anunnaki, and Tesla too. You know, Tesla gets misquoted all the time, and people are giving him.
See, a lot of people forget that Tesla died broke and alone.
Well,
You know,
and
he
the
didn't
thing
have
is,
he didn't have a
making,
bunch of followers. He had a
he
lot of people who
inherited all his.
ridiculed him.
Bernie, what do you think? Did Tesla inherit all his knowledge, or did he come up with it on his own? Oh,
okay, so that's a very good one. Tesla actually accredits finding electricity in the Bible, encoded in the Bible, but he invented the AC, alternating current, and that we're taught that it was like, oh, AC was the good, and that Edison with the direct current, that was bad, that was evil. But I've been doing my own research. It turns out direct current is more of the free energy. It's static energy. It's cold electricity. It is millions of times more.
Let me break this down for you right now. What I know, I want to ask what's his name? Paddington. I want to ask him about this.
Parkinson.
You say Stein, but that's not what it says. It says Parkinson. So I thought maybe
Edmund Parkinson's his actual name. Dr. Parkinstein is his TikTok and his alias.
All right. Okay, well, listen, if I could ask him a question, I would say, look, and here's what I believe I know. I've been doing the electricity in this house, and I do, obviously, it's alternating current. It has a ground wire that goes back into the earth. Direct current is what is in your car. You can't have a ground wire. So direct current is in your car.
No, your car is AC. It's just two-phase. It's alternating current still in the alternator. That's why it's alternator. It's alternating back and forth. Direct current. So your ground wire is the DC, Stig. The ground is your direct line back into grounding. That's actually a DC charge. It's the static charge.
You're gonna get me more confused. I mean, I know that. And then why is the hot wire in AC in my house white, and then that makes black, and that means that the white wire is neutral, and then there's a copper wire which is sometimes green, but in the DC the black is ground or negative. I just don't in the car, and now you're telling me that that's alternative also in the car, but it doesn't have a ground. So what's the difference there? It grounds to the chassis, but the chassis doesn't. Okay, there's somebody commenting. It grounds to the chassis, but it doesn't contact.
That's what your tires come into play.
Your tires aren't allowing. You've got insulation. Okay, this is Robert. Okay, Robert Seffer blocked me, so I can watch his videos, but
that's hilarious to bring him up. I actually unfollowed him today. I was like, I can't handle this BS no more.
That dude's racist, man.
As fuck. He racist as fuck, straight up.
Well, Angel Song says we need more of him. So
no, I was wrong. My bad. You were right. Cars are DC. My bad on that.
What?
My bad. I was wrong. Cars are direct current. Well, the batteries.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's right. It is direct. Well,
the alternator replaces the generator, which charges your battery.
Well, the battery is DC, but is there a converter between the alternator and the battery?
I don't know why they stopped calling it. They used to be called a generator, and VWs had a generator, and then they replaced them with alternators. And if the alternator is bad because
the generator would have been what the heck were they called?
If you disconnect the negative off your battery while it's running and it dies, you're running off the battery. The alternator is bad. That I grew up knowing that. I've changed a lot. Cars are, yeah, so we saw that. But my bottom line is that cars don't touch the ground. The tire is an insulator. So if you get hit by a bolt of lightning, well, I'd like to see that. Circuit ground. Okay, so now we're getting into it. So Burgermeister Gang says it's called circuit ground, not earth ground. Okay. But there's no third wire. There's only two, negative and positive, in DC. While you have your hot, and then you have your neutral, and then you have your ground.
So it's an inverter that converts DC to AC, and then it's a rectifier that converts AC to DC. And yeah, so it's the DC from your battery to your starter, but I do believe that it is a rectifier from your alternator that then charges your battery. So I believe the alternator is AC. If I'm not mistaken, but
well, I think that your house has AC, and the whole thing about it has to ground. That's the question. Why does it have to ground? Is it a scam?
It doesn't have to ground. The ground is extra DC that is a direct charge going, and it's taking all the static flux between, otherwise it will build up and zap. So the ground is your DC connecting to ground wire. It's the direct current, and then you don't actually need it. It's because of the flow of the high AC between the two that in the homes of the grid that creates the buildup. That's why they do have the DC ground, to get rid of that extra charge.
Well, I have to be honest. I just replaced my battery. $200, $179 for a 3-year battery. I used to go to Walmart and get the cheapest one for $100, but it doesn't make sense if you're gonna have the car for 3 more years. So I just replaced it with a 3-year. See Robert Bosch. Who's Robert Bosch?
Robert Bosch. I heard of that name. I can't remember that. Let me see. I gotta
All right, Astrolab. Now you got to tell us who that is. Hey, Russ McClay. Thank you for joining. He's in Taiwan.
Is that like Bosch systems, like Bosch?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Maybe. And by the way, Russ, man, this guy knew a lot of people.
Yeah, he's the founder of Bosch. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and yes, the alternator AC, it is alternating back and forth 100%. So you do have to have the rectifier to then in between your alternator and your battery in the car that then recharges it. And it's a dynamo. So the dynamo is the old generator. So a dynamo is a DC generator, and then the alternator is the AC. So they used to just have dynamos running everything, and that was direct current, and that's cold plasma, cold electricity, and static charge. And when you get into the etymology of it, why is it that when you're taking a DC current and you're turning it into AC current, which is hot electricity, more inefficient, and you get the resistance and you get the heat loss, it's called an inverter. It's inversion of it. And then why is it when you have AC current and you're turning it back into DC, you have what is called a rectifier? You're rectifying it back into the natural flow of direct cold current. And that's where the grid system, the electrical system, is a giant scam, because you get this exponential heat loss of resistance of heat when you're using AC lines as opposed to DC. A DC cold current, that's how you can use LEDs with pretty much no loss whatsoever, compared to your incandescent light bulbs that use magnitudes more of electricity and energy because of the heat loss from the resistance.
Right.
I will be inviting a master electrician to come over and look at my work, because I'll tell you what, I've been doing stuff that may or may not. I'm telling you, I've got my sub panel right here, and I got like on one 15 amp circuit, I've got everything on this computer right now, which is like how many receptacles? Like literally more than half the house is this one 15 amp. So I'm riding on the edge. I'm on the edge. I sometimes do my circuit breaker breaks off, like when I heat water or something. But that's the other one.
I
I'm
would
wasting
not
my
recommend doing wiring more to that breaker, Mr. Stig. Very, very sketchy there, but good on
Well,
you.
I watched a
Definitely gonna
lot
like
of
this.
DIY YouTube videos. Okay, let me just be honest. First of all, I've been doing basic wiring my whole life, but wiring receptacles in a house is always a challenge. And now, because it's alternate current. See, you can't do direct current like I'm doing this alternate current in this house here. You go straight to an item, an appliance, and come back. This, it's in all one big ring. It's a big ring. And yeah, I do sometimes wonder, am I going to wake up in a fire? I think that the best thing to do is to get that master
It
electrician.
sounds like it. I'm not trying to jinx you, but you want more than one circuit to one breaker, and that's why it's getting hot and overheating.
No, 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 no. What I actually I don't want to update this, so I'm balancing things out. Used to be I'd have an air conditioner on the same one as the microwave, and yeah, boom, it's over. There's no fires. I just popped the circuit breaker, but I'm just saying that I want it to be a. Well, let's not get into my personal life. We got a lot more chats coming in. What's this? Old school brushless motors were the big thing. Old school. Somebody's talking about the telephone lines. Brushless motors. Oh my gosh, the chats are just going so fast. I can't even keep up with them. Your wires are getting hot. I've had wires burn up in my car. And yeah, I probably put in.
Stick, no more wiring, and look at Adman's most recent comment there, and that's all you need to know. And sorry, Ginamax79, we did get a little bit off topic. We were talking Anunnaki, now we're going into different types of electrical.
We're talking about what's coming in 2026. Why we won't sleep tonight.
All right, I gave mine. Anunnaki, you're coming back. Tyrone, I think, has said agrees. What do you think, Stiggs?
Told you we know where Atlantis was. Let's move on.
All right, let's see. Let's move on. Let's see. So let me ask you about this. So this is one of the biggest issues that I've been hearing about lately, is the fact that about the Egyptians and how they moved these tons of rocks and stuff like that. A lot of people would say, how did these Egyptians do it? And my question is, why do they think the Egyptians did it in the first place? If they were such a rich country and rich group of individuals, why didn't they source out other individuals from different places to bring those stones to Egypt in the first place? You know what I mean?
Who says they didn't though? They say, oh, they were slaves, but were they not?
Regardless, it's more the technology, because we would struggle at moving that sort of weight today. And my answer to that is that most of it was most likely a geopolymer, where it's like it was ground down at the site of the quarry, and then it was moved as bags of dust, and then it's an electrochemical reaction where they re-solidified it as a geopolymer and poured it. But that's my own theory. I think it's the easiest solution, but who knows? Could be wrong.
Yeah, but see, my thing is that people. The question is, Jimmy Corsetti asks this a lot. He always says, how did they move these 80-ton stones? How did they move these 100-ton stones? And I'm just like, okay, maybe the Egyptians didn't do it. Maybe it was a different group of individuals. There, obviously, we talked about the Masons in general earlier. Why couldn't it have been a group of individuals like that? I mean, they could have.
Sorry, just to interject, like, for the final point of my point is, like, say our society collapses, there's a complete reset, and then some of these concrete buildings, or skyscrapers, are still found standing of just the concrete by the next civilization, and they're like, how the heck did people move this concrete from the limestone mountain quarries? And it's like, well, we didn't move it as a giant slab building from the mountain. We moved it in bags of ground up dust and then repoured it and built it out of the dust, sort of thing, is where I'm coming from with that.
Yeah, some people actually say that they were casting stones when they were building the pyramids. I've read a lot of books on brick masonry and all kinds of stuff, like stones, geology, and all kinds of stuff. And all of those stones, or some of the stones, I mean, you really can't concrete in general, you can tell that it comes from natural substances on Earth. And different concrete has different levels. I mean, yeah, we can test it now differently today, but you know,
Right. So, but
my
here's the thing. Today's concrete, it's a sedimentary process, right? It
yeah,
just
yeah,
solidifies where we can't even replicate Roman concrete from 2000 years ago, and
yeah,
Roman
exactly.
concrete still lasts, and that's because it was a type of geopolymer. Geopolymer being it was a chemical reaction, so it's a chemical bond, so it's recrystallizing, thus looking like the full crystallized rock. And it's
Mhm.
that our concrete isn't even matching up. We don't have that technology, or we're not using it today. And it's that geopolymer of the past. It's not sedimentary, it's an actual chemical process, so it's more of a metamorphic style of process, or just electrochemical.
I think that the Roman so-called we can't copy what the Romans did. That I think it's because the Romans didn't do it. It's a little older than the Romans.
Either way, it's the type. It's a chemical process, not a sedimentary process.
Yeah.
Damn, the comments are just flying in. I'm gonna have to stop sharing every single one. So far, so good though, and a lot of people are keeping up on it. Thank
Yeah,
you
they
all for
say
being here tonight.
they definitely say that they they that the Roman concrete is the best. Like this stuff, they say this is like far technology that we can't replicate today. So does that mean that the Roman Empire got information from extraterrestrials or aliens how to do that? Come on, I mean seriously. I mean, we have to think of the level of knowledge that we have among ourselves. I bet you today our concrete that we use today is way cheaper than what any fucking concrete they use around the world, man. Like there's just no way. Like they always back then money wasn't a thing for them like that to build stuff. You know, it was always who had the most extravagant. Money wasn't a question in the extravagant items and artifacts and stuff that they wanted. That's why they had no problem building these pyramids and stuff like that. They really wanted to be like, hey, we could do this. Now everything has some type of red tape. You know what I mean? So
Some type of
Even trying to dig up the evidence of the buried pyramids has red tape all over, yet alone trying to reproduce it, right?
yeah. But see, a lot of people say we can't build the pyramids today. I guarantee you, with enough money, enough motivation, we can build those pyramids today exactly the same. It takes money to do it, first of all. Okay. And right now, the only person that could do that right now, or people that could do that, are billionaires. If they came together and said, hey, we put $1 billion in to build those pyramids, that
If
covers the
Elon
insurance.
wanted a pyramid, we'd have a motherfucking new pyramid, right?
Elon
Yeah.
Musk would build one if he wanted one. I
No,
think
but
that
this
we have to know a few things more about the pyramid, because honestly, I've heard some stonemasons say, "Oh, it's just the outer edge; the rest is filled in with mud." And then we have this void, so maybe they're right. The middle of the pyramid, if it's filled in with mud, then you can. And I know the center is the king's chamber, the queen's chamber is not mud. That's solid granite, and that had to be put in there. And then you've got the pyramid around it all. And if there's mud in there, then easy peasy, right?
Yeah, but see, this is the thing is that you know, it's what to, if we wanted to right now, if somebody, if we say Elon Musk, if he says, hey, build me a pyramid, how much would it cost? And they say, hey, it will cost $5 billion. Well, that's nothing to him, right? He can easily say, okay, that I could cover that. I can cover that and get in other investors to do it. I guarantee you they would do it. And not for nothing, a lot of people don't realize that. And I want to have the opportunity to go to Egypt, to go to that museum that they just opened up over there. They have all the tools that they use there. The problem is that it's not in the form of what we see as today. See, a lot of people don't understand, when you going out building something and you have a tool that's remarkable and that's not like any other, you don't want to lose it. So you're always going to have accountability of it. It's almost like you're going to have you know, insurance on it type thing. You know, if somebody found a certain tool that you needed to help build the pyramids, then if it got lost somehow, somebody would offer, you know, whatever the money that to get it back. I mean, information talks, man. I mean, communication talks to a lot of people on an aspect of, hey, if you give me some type of money for this, I will give you this back. You know what I mean? And this is what a lot of people don't realize is that I don't think the Egyptians are the ones who actually built the pyramids. I think there was a
Agreed.
group of a whole bunch of people who built the pyramids, and I just think the Egyptians were the ones who funded it.
Why don't you call them the survivors of Atlantis or the survivors of the cataclysm?
I don't call them that either, because of the simple fact that I won't say survivors of Atlantis or anything like that, because I don't have enough information to go off to be able to say that those
Well,
were
I do, because Plato said that Egypt was under the sway of Atlantis. So when they were finally freed, that didn't make the Atlanteans just disappear. They were still there when the cataclysm happened.
But see, the thing is we don't find any pyramids from Atlantis. As a matter of fact, Egypt is not even the oldest pyramids on the planet. Some people consider the ones in China, Bosnia, and even Peru
That's
the oldest ones.
officially though, right? So it's like there's other datings that date the Egypt, like the main Giza pyramids, to the same age as the Bosnian and the Chinese, to like 30,000, 40,000 years, and that they could be pre-cataclysm. They're just trying to culturally expropriate. So I'm messing that one up. The pyramids to the wrong culture, right? They're trying to make it like they were human when maybe they were Nephilim or Anunnaki built. Could be. I don't know. Just a theory. Who knows, right?
I gotta show Angel Song. Angel Song is
But the mud brick ones. The mud brick ones, I agree. Those are recent.
Mud. Anytime I see a mud brick, I think it's it's recent. I'm just gonna show something to Angel Song, because she was just chatting me up with this whole thing about maybe I need to meet Trevor Grossi. Well, hey, I was with Tyrone. Tyrone, you met him, right? Trevor Grossi. They were with the Italian scientists. Hold on, let me share my thing here, and I'm gonna find it, because she was saying, oh, he did a live stream earlier this evening. This is my Twitter, and I have a picture of us together. At least me and Trevor. I don't have one with the three of us. There's me and Praveen. This is Cosmic Summit, and here's no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Trevor is in one of these. Hold on. There he is, right there. That's Trevor. So there's me, there's Trevor, and yeah, the two Italian scientists, they weren't hanging out. This is after dark. You were around the corner. Where were you? You were outside, weren't you, Tyrone?
Yeah, I was outside.
I'm gonna take this down. I got a million comments coming in. I'm having a problem. And there's Hugh Newman, and he's the guy that wrote these books that I was just showing about the giants. And that's J.J. Ainsworth and Pillars of the Past. I mean, he's finding the elongated skulls. There's Dandy Dunker. He just took a look at my electricity. He told me I needed to change my panel. He's an electrician. Let me get out of here. I'm going back to this. And I'm gonna go and get rid of it. Listen, look at all these comments coming through. We've been doing this for about 3 hours, guys. But with
I would
these
listen
comments,
to Debunking Dan. So, Tyrone, can we agree that Stiggs's resolution should be hire electrician and don't put any more on that same breaker circuit, because we like Stiggs being alive and not waking up.
now look, I got it balanced between
up at
two,
night.
not just one. And I got my look, guys. I got it all tested out. So
until the short circuits and your ass is laying on the ground.
I actually turn off the board sometimes before I go to sleep, so everything's off. Sometimes, not all the time.
If I was you, I would too. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good idea. That's how he sleeps at night. That's right. If he leaves it on, it keeps him up all night.
How can I listen to my Art Bell if I turn off my computer? Remember when you used to go to sleep to that guy? Anybody?
Oh yeah. That was like junior high and high school, man. Listening in coast to coast, Midnight Express.
I don't know what that means. No stick on a stick. No, I'm not pushing in no sticks. All right, so we got more. You won't sleep tonight without turning off all your circuit breakers news for 2026. Oh, let me make sure that's not showing anymore. Okay, Trevor Grossi. Yeah, Trevor's a good guy. I like Trevor. What is going on here? Am I missing chats? Somebody said, Bernie, I think you need to trade those Fed glasses for blue blockers. What do you think? Did I already show that? Only AM, FM radio on one clock.
Your glasses.
Oh, there you go. I used to actually have glasses that are similar to that to try to make my vision better. I used to go through all those things. No sleep till what? 26. What does that even mean?
That means you have to party for 3 days straight until New Year's, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so here's my new thing. I am doing the Starlink, and my goal is, because I don't want to stay on the unlimited for 160 a month. I want to get back over to the 50 gigabytes a month. But that means that I'm going to have to get my phone to do all my TV watching. And I need to learn how to screencast my phone onto my big screen. That's my next step. Somebody asked if my computer, they said, Angel Song. I know that, I'm just going to say this. Are you Diddy? Is Angel Song also Diddy? I remember Angel Song was somebody else, but I can't remember who that somebody else was. Cool, Burn. Love the glasses.
No Didion. And yeah, I was wearing the Fed glasses because I was a little chapped up earlier. I found out a good friend of mine passed away. Rest in peace, Ryan, my rye guy, my fractal dactyl. We love them. That's why I was wearing these. But I love you guys. I love Stigs. I love Rebirth of the Word. Tyrone, David, I look forward to meeting up with both of you in California at some point in 2026. Bless you both. Thank you for getting my mind off of what was upsetting.
Thank you, Angel. I remember.
It's been a great one, and we got to do this more often, and we will. And we're going to be doing it in person. We're going to do some boots on the ground, and I look forward to it.
Yep.
Look, if we can hook up in California over here, you were so close when you came down to running around in Utah. Were you? You were there, and I'm down for another trip like that.
What's the next New Mexico? Oh, we are Stigs. Don't worry. I'm heading to California. I'm going to be there for 2 months at least. So whether you have to take a trip to Spain for a little bit when I first land, or if you're there, either way, I will still be around, and hopefully I'm able to stay all the way until Tyrone gets there, and we can do a road trip all the way to Mexico City together.
Yeah, we're going.
Well, you know what? I have taken a bus all the way down to, not Tapachula. I took a bus from Tijuana all the way down to, not Mexico City. No, I forgot the city's name in Spanish. It's on the tip of my tongue. And then I was going all the way to Guatemala, and I got tired of the bus. So we got off that We got off that bus, and in the city of where's that world map at? Anyways, I couldn't do it, man. And so when you say get down to Mexico City, you're talking about flying, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. But we'll take a road trip to like the cheapest airport, and we'll take a road trip around Nevada or New Mexico or Utah, or California, whatever we need to do. But we're gonna
got down to Guadalajara. I got to Guadalajara, and Mexico City would have been another maybe 600 kilometers, but I wasn't headed for that. I was headed for Guatemala, so we got on the plane and went straight to Guatemala, and that was and I've done it twice actually. I went to Mazatlan by bus before, and that was a long ass drive, and it's harsh, man. That was back in like 86, 87.
Yeah, we definitely flying. We definitely not driving through Mexico these days. I hear it wouldn't wouldn't be the safest. We like being alive, so we'll try to fly, but we'll do a road trip somewhere around the West Coast or the west side of America and the Badlands, wherever Tyrone knows where the mounds are to go. That's where we
That's
shall.
Oh man, I got
that's everything east of the Rocky Mountains. You don't have a lot of mounds on the west side of the Rocky Mountains. It's like all around Mississippi and yeah, let's do that trip. It might take some time driving across country. I want to get a teardrop trailer. My goal is to finish this place and rent it out and then get on the road and keep some of my stuff here. But now you're worried about fires burning people up. I'm going to update this everything. So don't worry about all that. We'll be good. I got a fire extinguisher right by the bed too. So if I don't wake up burning, I can wake up and put it out. What is this? Lots of comments, all sorts of comments. We're going to scan these comments one more time. What's the next grift? The next grift is going back to the Rashad for me. Clownifornia, how dare you? What's that? David Cooper, thank you. California is about to have a massive earthquake. Bernard.
Well,
and what about Taiwan? Just had a giant earthquake.
God, I have my faith in God and divine purpose, and California needs me there so the earthquake doesn't happen, because it won't happen while I'm there. And if it does, well, we'll be on the other side of the mountains. We'll be fine because we'll be on a road trip either way, right?
California has earthquakes every day, and I've been in a couple big ones. And Taiwan just had an earthquake yesterday, 7.7. It's number 7. And there no buildings fell down. We're all gonna get hit by an earthquake out here. The comments are coming so fast. Astrolab, you type so quick. You're gonna hook up in Peeps and where? DF? What's DF?
I don't even know.
Yeah, we want to go to DF. I don't know where it is, but if we're talking with Peeps with food and sleeping arrangements. And what are we watching on TV? I just binge watched Pluribus. Have you seen that show?
Pluribus? Nah, I think I heard about it. Though.
It's been on my mind. Like, it's definitely occupying my mind right now.
Mexico City, yeah.
What about Mexico City? Talking about Zocalo comment?
District Federal, DF, Mexico City,
aka
Teotihuacan.
I did not know that. But I can hablar español muy bien. No es un problema grande para mí. Tijuana. Oh, Loretta used to go to TJ. I was a teen then, back when it was less scary. I think it hasn't changed. Fire, yes. Madman.
I don't know about hopefully, right? We have our faith in God and that the cartel will not kidnap us.
Okay, so DL is
man, don't put that shit on us.
I'm telling you, man. DF, District Federal. You're reading the chats before I am. All I'm saying is that I went down to Mexico to get my teeth worked on. So I was down there recently, but that's a little different neighborhood. And yeah, they don't want nobody's coming in messing with them dentists. You want to make a movie? Call it, what's it called? That whole area, Algondones is the place you go by Yuma. You go in and get your teeth done. We'll call it a incident in Algondones. Stig was getting his implant and getting his final cap done when all hell broke loose.
You know, I always say the pyramids in Mexico are always aesthetically more pleasing than any of the other pyramids around the world, to me at least. I always felt that.
For sure. Oh, and
right?
no, you're talking about Mexico City. The Mexican, okay, so they had the audacity. Sorry, I want to hear what you said, Bernie. They had the audacity to replace the Giza pyramid with the modern wonders of the world in the Mexican pyramid. Well, you just saw the pictures released again of how the Mexican pyramid was just a mound, but then they built what you see nowadays. That was made recently. That's a modern day. You don't put it on the wonders of the world over Giza. That ain't Giza.
The ones in pyramid? What you talking about? The ones in Mexico?
The Mexico ones, the ones that I visited when I was 2.
Yeah.
And that pyramid, which is, you know, the snake is going down on the right day and all that. That's just that's modern day stuff.
That
That's
was a
not.
modern day rebuild, allegedly. Who
Well,
who
you have a
knows, right?
photo of it before they did it. You have the picture of it.
Well, that's interesting. Then it's like,
Hold on, I'll get
yeah.
that for you right now. Let me get
I
that
know
ready.
because Wandering Wolf, Michael Collins covers it in depth, right? So I want to have a conversation with him about it.
Mexico pyramids
But
before and after.
Teotihuacan in Mexico City, right? That one was covered with schist. No, what's the material? The insulator or dielectric rock, the crystal or whatever, and that they removed it. But yeah, they had a bunch of mercury inside of it, and it was
Yeah.
covered in that shining crystal dielectric.
So this is 1900 and this is 2022. And I've been there before. I was very, very young, like under 5 years old. But I do remember climbing those stairs. And I didn't realize those stairs didn't exist in 1900. I don't know if I can enlarge this. Can I get in there? Let me try this. There we go. So basically, even though that mound is definitely an ancient thing, you've got questions about when that mound was. I mean, they're just like the ones in China in that regard, right? Okay, we're losing. Wait a minute. Are you talking right now? I'm looking at the wrong screen. Whose
Nah,
mic's
you're
off?
good.
Bernie's mic's
Nah.
off. That's okay though. Let's go through the comments. Chicken pizza. What are we talking about? Actually, I am skipping. I haven't seen any of these comments.
You know, like I said, man, I just feel like, you know, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of history out there, and no one has the right answer. Everybody has a piece of the puzzle of what they think they know. And it's not until people sit down and have discussions, whether you like somebody or not, if you truly want the facts, if you truly want to have, you know, want to know the truth. You know, what's so crazy is that a lot of these people will sit back and argue, go back and forth with each other on arguing, typing it out, being keyboard warriors, saying you don't know what you're talking about, do this, down, blah, blah. But you can't get on stream and have a conversation. Like that to me, that boggles my mind. Literally, it boggles my mind. If somebody challenged me, I'm gonna say let's get on StreamYard, let's get on podcast, and let's have a conversation. Okay. For one, that should keep two things in check. One, that should keep our egos and our attitudes in check, because we don't want to make people that believe what we believe or believe what we believe see that we're having a bad crash out, that we don't know how to have a civil conversation. It's okay to argue. It's okay to call people stupid. It's okay to call people dumbasses. I mean, it's okay. Is it right? No, but it's okay. It's okay. Get past that. Somebody calls me a dumbass and says, well, the Anunnaki came from planet Nibra. I'm going to be like, okay, dumbass, well, show me what text says it then. You call me a dumbass for saying that it doesn't, show me the text that says it does. You know, and if you show me the text that says that, you say, yo, look, man, this is where it says it. This is the cuneiform tablet identifier. You can go read it. You can go to the British Museum and see it for yourself. You can take it to ChatGPT and tell it to translate it. It's going to tell you. I do all of that stuff, and I still say that they came from the depths of the sea. Then I'm an idiot for believing that. I'm an idiot for believing that. Because just because my piece of information might say that, what did my piece of information, how did that piece of information get me to that conclusion? And then they say because a misunderstanding from this text right here, which is much older than what you know of. And I'd be like, okay, fine, cool, that's it. I'm not going to make any money from being right in the first place. And you're not going to make no money from being right in the first place either, because guess what? Somebody has probably said that shit before already. But nobody on this planet can give you a cuneiform tablet identifier that said the Mesopotamians said that the Anunnaki came from planet Nibiru. You would not find something like that. All you would get is depictions of constellations or planets or stars or comets or, you know, asteroids or whatever the case may be. You're going to see this. A lot of people don't even realize this. There's this book that's called Almagest from Ptolemy. And man, this is one of the hardest books I've ever read because it's all about looking at the constellations, the sun, the moon, the stars, the 5 planets with the naked eye, and mathematically recording that daily for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Not for 1 year, not for 5 years, not for 25 years, but for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Multiple people had to mathematically put that information together to get it more as precise as possible. Yes, the information could have been off a little bit because just like calculators, you can put a mathematical equation in 2 different calculators. Or you could use the same brand if you want to, and you would get 2 different calculations from that equation. It's been proven. This is no different than when you as somebody who uses a tape measure. You know just as well as I know that you can grab 2 different tape measures and they're not going to be exactly the same. The length will not be the same. That's why when they tell people to build houses, they have to use the same exact equipment from the same exact company. They can't mix companies. You can't mix DeWalt with Milwaukee. You can't do that. You have to use the same. And what I mean by that is that you have to use the same fucking tape measure because it's going to be off. If you use 2 different tape measures on a house, your fucking house is going to fall apart. And that's just facts.
And believe it or not, a house is built to have a differences in a 1/16 of an inch. You can be a 1/16 of an inch off, and the house will still get built. But
like it's been
won't stand as long, especially in Canada's cold, as it shrinks and then expands and contracts. Yeah. And
what about the Peruvian rocks? They didn't measure those at all. They just put them up.
No, they measured them.
Well, I'm thinking about and by the way, I wanted to say this earlier. Those H blocks, apparently those are geopolymer.
You know, it's so funny.
Yeah.
You talking about Pumo Puco?
I'm not sure about that. The one with the H blocks.
You got it. I think it's not that's where the H blocks are. Yeah.
Pumo Puco?
So it's funny you say
not
that.
In Peru. Those are over in Bolivia, right?
Both. It's right on the border. It's right now. It's on Titicaca. It's throughout. The whole site is Pumo Puco.
Okay.
It's so funny you say that because Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens, Pumo Puco is the only place on planet Earth that was built by aliens. He literally says that. He literally
I think they were
that.
ancient miners.
But see, this is the thing. That Ancient Alien show is so full of shit to me, and I'm going to tell you why. Because
they based on Sitchin.
No, it's not that they base off it. No, it's not that they base it on Sitchin. They don't know what the hell they're talking about when they describe an extraterrestrial and an alien. And I just went over that. So an extraterrestrial is anything outside of Earth's atmosphere. Anything outside of Earth's atmosphere, which can also be alien because the definition and etymology word of alien literally means foreign. Mean foreign to us. So an extraterrestrial is foreign to us. So yes, an extraterrestrial can be an alien, and an alien can be an extraterrestrial. Okay. Now, when we look at, it saying Inky coming from the depths of the seas and the Anunnaki coming from the depths of the seas. Well, guess what? It's foreign to us for these individuals that come from the depths of the sea. So guess what? They're aliens, but they're not extraterrestrials because they're from Earth. They're from the depths of the sea. See, the deciding factor is when Giorgio Tsoukalos says, "Did aliens do it?" Well, if they're foreign to us, yes, they're aliens. I don't give a damn what the hell the Nazca mummies and all those skeletons and mummies and elongated skulls and stuff like that. That's foreign to us, so they're alien. But they're here on planet Earth, so they're not extraterrestrial, right? And what really irritates me about the whole skeletons and all those those Nazca mummies and all that other stuff is that they say they have DNA analysis of it. Okay, if that's true, where the hell is it at? Why do you only have a peer review article from your university? If you really want to prove something, give Harvard, give MIT, give Bar-Ilan University, give all these different places a sample of the DNA and let them do their test. And then all you guys combine your notes and say, hey, what did we come up with? It's not a scientific study when you're harboring and not trying to communicate with the next person. I always say trust but verify. Stick, you was in the military just like I was. One of the biggest sayings in the military is trust but verify. Yeah, you trust yourself that you cleared your weapon when you came on base, but guess what? You still got to take that rifle and that pistol and put it in the clearing barrel and make sure that you fucking pull the charging handle back and make sure that your rounds, there's no rounds in there, right? That clearing barrel is your verifying. Yeah, I trusted myself that I cleared my weapon. I didn't load my weapon. I just put the magazine in, but you still have to go through the steps of clearing. And that's the verifying part. People forget the verifying part. They trust everything everybody says and say, fuck it, I'm not going to verify it for myself. I believe what that person's saying. Just like when it comes to Jesus
today's world, verification, it's as simple as I saw it on Instagram and it was AI made and it must be true. Right? Like it's
ask Alec Baldwin about that.
Yeah, trust, but that's a great example. He trusted that the armory did their job right, but he didn't verify. You know what I'm saying? He didn't verify that. You see what I'm saying? He didn't verify for himself. He trusted the armory, but he didn't verify. And that's where trust but verify comes in. It's okay. You know, it's okay to I trust myself to do the right thing all the time. Hell, did I lock my truck door? I know I clicked the button, but you know what I do every fucking night at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm not sleeping? I walk my ass outside and pull on the fucking door handle. Even though I can hear the chirping on my sound on my truck when I'm locking the door. Yes, that's how it's just in me. I have to go check it. Hell, when I leave my house, I have cameras in front of my house, you know, just like anybody in America nowadays have, right? When I lock my door, I tell in my ring cam or my camera, hey, I locked my door. What do I do when I'm 5 minutes out from the house? Did I lock my fucking door? I know I did. I checked it like 4 or 5 times. I know I did. You know what I go do to verify? I get on the app on my phone and look at it and say, oh, check I said I'd like. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to verify. And that's what a great detective does when they're a historian trying to figure out the truth in the first place. You know, one of the scariest
this thing
things
lies. This thing will lie to you.
Exactly.
This thing lies. And so even if I push the button, that doesn't mean it's locked.
Exactly.
You need to turn on your mic. You're talking. Turn on your mic.
That's why it's called double checking something, right? Because you just double check it, and that's why, like, you know, if you're playing a video game, or in reality, if someone's trying to kill you, it's called the double tap. You make sure they're down and out. You go bam, bam, right? You want to make sure you double tap, you double check it, you verify, right?
You know that. Somebody said that's called OCD, and you know I've never been diagnosed with OCD, but I really do check stuff like that. Like it's a habit of mine. It's almost like, okay, I know I brought my debit card with me. I know it's in my wallet. I know for a fact it's in there because I don't ever take it out unless I'm ordering something online, and I don't even have to really do that sometimes. But what I do when I'm driving, reach in my fucking back pocket while I'm driving because it's irking my nerves. And I gotta when I get to the stop sign or a fucking light, what do? I flip it open to see if I got my debit card. It's a way for me to say, okay, I verified, re-verified, and double checked my own work. If I missed something, that's fine. It's even like when we was talking about books earlier, editing your own book. Yeah, you can go and read your own book over and over and over again, and you're going to find mistakes, and somebody reads it and they'll find mistakes. It's always going to be a mistake somewhere. You just have to verify things to keep those minimum mistakes to a minimum. You don't want to have a whole bunch of mistakes. You want to have as many, because if you don't have mistakes, then you're not fucking human. I don't care what anybody say. You know what I mean?
Well said, Tyrone. Well said. It's a part of being human and learning from them.
Yeah, if you don't think that you've made a mistake, if you don't think that your information might be wrong, because I still don't understand how the Anunnaki came from the depths of the seas. Like my best guess would be the representation of a mermaid, but how do I verify that? I ain't got the money to go in the oceans and see that. You know what I'm saying? But what I can do is go off what the text and what the depictions say at the bare minimum. And that's what I try to do, is go off of what the bare minimum tells me. You know, if you tell me that something comes from outside Earth's atmosphere, then I'm going to say, give me your best argument for that. Don't say that you're going to compile a whole bunch of arguments to make one argument. No, give me your best argument that says this, right? Because when it comes to evidence, if I want to find a criminal that broke into my house, my best argument for them breaking into my house would be either a fucking fingerprint or a camera, them being on camera. That's my best argument. I don't have to say, well, they told me they was going to rob me. I don't have to sit there and say, well, I seen them with my own eyes. That's not the best argument. The best argument is having them on fucking video in your house stealing your shit. That's all the argument that you need, right? You can say a fingerprint, but somebody can say, well, you invited me in your house. So that's not even the best argument. It's what you can see at that moment that proves it, right? You can say whatever they want to say. And sometimes that will work for evidence and stuff. And that is considered evidence, but that's not your best argument.
Right, but some is circumstantial evidence versus like critical evidence.
Exactly. A lot of people don't understand it. That's why I say all you have to do as a person is if I'm wrong about something, just show me where I'm wrong at. That's it. I don't care about being right. Matter of fact, you know what? I like to be wrong. And the reason why I like to be wrong is because I remember shit when I'm wrong. And the reason why is because when I'm wrong and I see that I'm wrong and I found out that I'm wrong and I have information and evidence and facts that I'm wrong and I said something, I don't want to say that same stupid shit that I said before to sound stupid. I don't want to look like an idiot twice. You know what I mean?
And
you already
exactly right. It's like I like being corrected when I'm wrong. I like figuring out where my mistakes are. I always ask.
I was wrong. Yeah. I like it. I won't do it in court, but I would look. If you don't learn from your own mistakes,
hey, what are you doing in court, man? What are you talking about? I ain't see nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on here.
Then I'll plead the fifth in court. I'll plead the fifth. But the fact is that I've had to confront some people in my life, and when they heard the information that they were wrong, they just flat out denied it. And it turned into me losing respect. What's this? Mr. Mission Control says good night, huh? Check your work. Yeah. And by the way, that electricity, I did check my work and I did find one receptacle where the ground wire was touching the hot wire. I hadn't turned it on yet.
That's where your house burns down.
And that's how your house burns down. I did not turn on the electricity. I checked it because I double checked. That was the word of the day, right? Double check stuff. And by the way, it's not just double, it's multiple times. And
what's that saying? What's that saying? I'd rather measure 10 times and cut once than cut 10 times.
I think
measure once and cut 10 exactly. Yeah. Work harder, work smarter, not harder.
Measure twice, but yeah. And yes, that's right. I live by that philosophy in my house. And I do carpentry, I do plumbing. So doing the electricity was stressful for me, and I am kind of worried about stuff. So, yeah, you always want to deny.
They got plugs, bro, that you can plug into the socket and shit, and see if you wired it correctly.
I have that. I got that. I use that.
Don't worry, Tyrone. I'm going over to this place soon enough in the new year, so I'll triple check.
Oh my God, everything's perfect. There's no problems here. No, I just basically took all the wire. I replaced it. You're not gonna believe it. I'll go get my little plug that plugs in. I've got that all.
Next time.
Oh, here's the big question. I've been using lever nuts instead of wire nuts.
There you go.
I've been using lever nuts.
One right here. I got one right here.
I got that. Okay, so what's that black button do? Tell me.
Well,
that usually turns it on.
No,
this one actually it just tells me if what the light lights up, so it'll be open. Yeah, it's push to check. It says push to check GFCI.
Right. So you push that, and what it's supposed to do when it's plugged in, it's supposed to trip your GFCI receptacle.
Let's see if it'll clear up.
Mine doesn't have that button on it. I'll go get it. It's right in the other room.
Let's see if it clears
I'm gonna go get it because you challenged me. Hold on. Let me get it.
Stig has old equipment.
Hold on. I'm trying to get it to clear up so that way. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Hold up. Come on, catch me, baby.
I don't have old equipment. I have cheap equipment. And I've been wiring, and I have that right here. It doesn't have the button on it. Yeah, I don't have the button.
Yeah.
Because
Stig,
I'm not.
just one piece of advice, my brother.
You
The
don't
one
need
thing
that.
to
Wait,
not
wait, whoa,
keep
whoa,
out
whoa.
on
That
is
button.
electrical equipment.
If you've
Just
got a
saying.
GFCI and you're gonna trip it, that button you don't need that. It's right there on the receptacle. Okay, number 2. When I'm dealing
Yeah, I
with
can't
hot
get it to
wires,
clear up.
you got to make sure you have one of these. You got this?
Of
Yeah, I
course, a
got one of
field
those too.
detector. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so
what?
yours is Klein too. Yeah, yours is Klein too. Yeah, mine is
Yeah,
Klein
because it's
too. I
the
got that
cheap
one too.
one, and this is my new stripper. This is the one I use.
Oh snap! Stig's got a
I,
stripper.
I have
Oh,
had,
you
$21
I've
got a
had
yet?
pole and a
one.
stripper?
I have one that's older than you. Okay, I
Oh,
have
he's
one
got
that's
an
older.
old stripper. Oh no,
No,
he's
this
got an
is a new
old
one.
stripper.
I've got an old one that I'm going to throw in the garbage or sell for
Oh,
$1.
you're just gonna throw that old stripper out, man? That's harsh, dude.
This is the new one. This is the new one.
Old
The
strippers have
old
uses
one,
too.
yeah, they do. And the problem is keeping. How many hammers do you need in your toolbox? You know,
Shit, man, I got about
you
10,
got to.
15 different fucking hammers of different
Right?
types too.
Exactly. Hammer time.
Spock,
Tell me how
can
too
you
If
many
you
hear
ain't
hammers.
if
me?
you ain't got about five of everything of every tool that you have, then
I have more
yeah,
than 5 for
Well,
some
you ain't a
things.
handyman, that's for sure.
yeah, you ain't no fucking handyman, Joe.
You're just a poser if you
You
just
know,
got
Get
one of
man.
paid
those things.
I gotta
You
have to
know,
share my. And by the way, I mainly try to do carpentry. I love wood. Don't ask
Stig
me
loves
to.
wood and old strippers. Wood and old strippers. All
That's
right.
right. I like showing old strippers the wood. Okay, we're gonna move off that topic. Just seeing lots of chats. Lots of chats. Still, I can't even keep up with the chats. Tap, double tap, measure twice, cut once. Where's the double tap? The double tap is when you the coup d'etat, right? Coup d'etat is the double tap.
Double tap is defending oneself from zombies. Just from zombies, right?
Hey, so Anna
what
speaks
was that movie
Russian.
called?
Anna, why do you speak Russian? Tell us more about your Russian
Because
capabilities.
Anna is a Russian name, I would guess.
I knew an Anya who is definitely Russian. But yeah,
No, Bernie
GFC.
is definitely half Russian too.
Who?
Well,
I got
I don't know.
I got some Russians who want to go back to the Eye of Africa. You ready?
Yeah, you've been
Yes,
talking about that for a while.
I haven't. Well, I tried to go April 1st, and now we're almost there again. I got to get back there and see that one thing, and then I think I'm kind of done going there. And yeah, maybe this month. Who knows? Use a wire cutter as stripper all in one if you are careful. What? Yeah, I hear you, but you don't want to score it or you're going to start a fire. Don't score it. Don't twist it. See, a lot of people, what they do is they put it on the wire and they cut it and then they turn it. That's creating a score that could cause a fire in the future. So that's why I'm kind
I
of
didn't
worried
know
about
that.
wireless. Say again?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'm all over it, man.
I don't ever twist mine. I mean, mine is I pick whatever,
You cut it and then
however thick it is, and just pull it off. Yeah,
you cut
I
it.
used to
and
do
you
old
pull
school
it
though, man. Old school used to be you used to take a razor, bro, and do it yourself, and then pull that shit. Man, I
I
don't know
did
how many
too.
times I've done that shit,
I used
bro.
to use a pair of pliers.
Yeah,
The
yeah. I'm saying, yeah, the little,
piece.
the middle part, yeah, the little part. Man, oh my god, man,
I was doing that for speakers. I was doing that for the speakers.
yeah, that's
It
what I was doing.
wasn't
Or ground wire for
or
your
lighting.
vehicle. I did mine when I put a system in my truck, because I have a system in my truck. I did that with my truck, you know, with the battery cable and the battery wire and the ground wire.
Angel, you say don't skip your question. I've been going through them without reading them. I did. What question was it? Angel Song, what was your question? Maybe I'll go through here. Is that the question? I would love you to discuss Sabrina Wallace. I didn't see the question. Write the question again, Angel. And how are we? Yeah, did we reach 2026 yet? I thought we were going to do this until my birthday's coming soon, and then the new year. So,
All right. Well, happy
yeah.
early birthday, and
Yeah, because I won't tell you when it is, so it's a top secret. It's probably
So
like
it's
tomorrow or something. Who knows?
tomorrow, yeah. So the 29th or the 30th, depending
Or
on
the 30th.
what time we end.
I have other friends, yeah, depending on what time we end. And the other thing is, I have a friend whose birthday's today. He's in Spain right now. I'm going to go back and see him hopefully this month, right? All right. What's the question, Angel Song? You said don't skip my question. I don't think I may have I hit it real fast because I got hundreds and hundreds of chats. I mean, come on, man. This is awesome. More chats than I've ever had before in a live stream, in my opinion. So, yeah, better double check that. And we better start wrapping this up pretty soon, I think.
Yeah,
and
we can wrap it up now. We can wrap it. We
Agreed,
went
yeah.
over 3 hours.
Let's give the audience a
3 hours,
chance.
3 minutes,
We
absolutely.
got Happy New Year's. We got Happy New Year's, everyone, by this crypto guy. Discuss Sabrina. Do you think she has valid points? Who is Sabrina? Guys, do you know who she's talking about? She put it up here, and I just looked at Sabrina who. I don't know who Sabrina is. Sabrina Wallace.
I don't know who that is.
What does Sabrina
Me
Wallace say?
neither. That's all three of us. I guess that's our homework for the next episode, looking into who Sabrina Wallace is.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh, we got more chats. Happy 30th birthday, Stig. Thank you. I like that. Bernie, you look like Corey Partyman with those yellow louvers. You already gave those up, though. Don't put it back on. We're good. By the way, I remember buying those for your vision. It would help your vision. Oh, no. I used to have the glasses with the holes in it. And you had a bunch of holes.
Oh, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's what.
Oh. Who? No. I don't think that's who she's talking about. Sabrina, she said the last name. LOL, Bernie. Okay, so
Sabrina Wallace. Yeah, okay. I see who she's talking about. I see.
What about her? Why is she relevant? What's going on with Sabrina Wallace? I'm looking it up right now.
So, yeah, they got a YouTube channel.
Sabrina Wallace.
Wireless body area networking, human biofield, global brain connectomes, nanotechnology.
She's a former network operations tech who seemed to have some kind of breakdown / drug incident. It says that's a Reddit. Does anybody know who Sabrina Wallace is?
No, it's on
Reddit.
it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Reddit means allegedly and probably not true. She probably had just a grand awakening while high on methamphetamine. Just kidding. I don't know. I've never seen her. She's probably great. And
Here's
it's interesting topics.
She's warning people. Oh, wait, I just navigated away. How do I go back? Let me go back. She's warning people. Warns about people lying about their jobs in telemedicine and healthcare. She has this other video, misinformation proliferation on social media. Yeah, that's definitely happening, right? Like, for example,
is it the ASM 8920 version? Because that's what I'm thinking. Like American Sovereignty Media, I guess that's what it is. I don't know. That's the only Sabrina Wallace that I see. But this is a group of individuals.
I hear that Sabrina Wallace can climb walls very fast. She's a wall ace.
All right, now you're making me yawn, bro, with that kind of humor. Oh my God! See, that's the problem I have. I used to want to be the jester, but what was that? Who had that meme? Was that you that said, "Be a jester"? I want to be a jester, but I also have to be a jouster. Fighting for it. Okay, we got chats, we got everything. We're gonna wind up all the chat sharing. I'm gonna look for the relevant ones. All in one. GFCI is evolved. Okay. And yeah, and here's a trick. If your GFCI goes out in your whole house, everything will go out in the whole circuit, that is. Did I skip something? I build guitars. I know you. I like to paint guitars. In a previous life, I had a guitar that I painted and I played all the time. Unfortunately,
hey, so let me ask y'all: Do you know who Herman Lewis is?
That's all old. Herman Lewis rings a bell.
Well, wasn't he allegedly? Didn't he? Is that what's his name? Like the actor guy or no?
No, Herman Lewis was a. Go on.
He's the.
I'm thinking someone else. My bad.
Yeah, he talks a lot about Gobekli Tepe, and he considers it like how it's maps
Oh,
and stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Stick?
he's a Twitter guy. I think I got caught up in one of his little shows and I couldn't handle it. I got out of there because I was in the middle of talking. I got interrupted. I'm not sure if it was him. And yeah, I kind of I don't know who I'm following anymore on Twitter.
No, he has some good information. I brought him up because he was messaging me. I just seen it. And he if you check out his page, he does have some great information. I'll post here. I'll give you the
You want to
link
share
right
your
now so you
screen?
can bring it up. No, I'm gonna send. Well, I can do that too, but I was just going to send you his thing so you can bring it up on.
Oh, go ahead. Share your screen real quick, and you control that.
Yeah, this is. Hold on. Here we go. Should be up now.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so you know what I'm talking about?
I recognize that dude. That looks like. See, here's the problem. I don't know who I'm like seeing stuff from anymore, and the last Natufian, he follows you. Does he follow? I'm looking at you. Let me just look him up and see if I'm still following him. Because I did a little purge. I don't know if he was in it or not. He doesn't look like the guy that was in it. We'll see here.
Nah, he has a lot of great. He's in California too, from what I understand.
Yeah, I'm following him. He's not the guy that triggered me. Go. What about him?
No, he just talks a lot about Gobekli Tepe. I know Jimmy Corsetti talks a lot about it, and they do comment to each other every now and then.
All right, I'm gonna have to follow Herman then. That looks like some good stuff. I love Gobekli Tepe. And go.
Yeah, that's all he
Gobekli
posts all
Karen.
day. That's all he
Huh.
posts all day.
Gobekli Karen, you say? By the way, Hugh Newman and JJ Ainsworth, they were there at both shows, Cosmic Summit and in Arizona, and those guys are the Gobekli Tepe masters, in my opinion. They were back there for the solstice at the Karahan Tepe because of the face that gets hit by the solstice, and I guess they wanted to make sure that was a thing. And I asked him about the stars that I showed earlier, and not a lot of even though there's a scorpion and there's what looks like the Sigma or Cygnus, the constellation that is the vulture on the vulture rock. And I don't know, they don't have a lot of credence with the whole astrology thing. A little bit, but not like it was sending a message about some cataclysm. I'd like to know more about that. That's for sure. Every time Jimmy Corsetti, what? Oh, okay. That's you. I was like, who's Matthew LaCroix? I just watched his video. He was talking about Gobekli Tepe, right? He was going over it very slowly, and it was, a lot of this stuff I've seen already, so I get burned out really fast. Swug a bottle of iced tea. By the way, somebody was asking about bourbon. There's no bourbon in the house. Oh, wait a minute. I just remember I got some bourbon. I hid it from myself.
Happy birthday, Stig.
Well, I would have to wait until probably 24 hours from now, and that's after the. We're gonna close this down, right? I'm not gonna go get the bourbon now, am I?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and close it down then.
We're closing it down, and then I'm gonna go drink bourbon by myself that I just remembered I had. Yeah, I love it when you remember the good old days when you ran out of weed and then you found where you hid some. Uh-oh, more comments. Desert Drifter, yeah, he passed away. We gave him his moment. Yes, the internet is scrubbed. Yes. Okay, we're out of here, guys. Let's make our closing comments. And I do have a video I'm going to test for the first time. Let's see what the Starlink speed test is for me now that it's almost midnight. Whoops, sorry. Where is the speed test? Speed test. You guys ever watch Speed Racer?
Yeah, when I was little.
Okay, it's all the way up now. It's all the way up to download is 73, and then the upload is the one I care about. He passed up. What? What are you saying there, Loretta? Matthew has basically passed up Gobekli Tepe and gone to other places. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm passing up those places to look at what's in the United States right now, not just
That's
the
what I'm
mountains.
doing.
Yeah, but you got to see what I found in the Rocky Mountains.
Oh,
I
I
know
love the Rockies.
Bernie knows all
I
about
love
it.
the Rockies.
Yeah.
We're going to be
All
doing
right.
a bunch of explorations. That's what we're doing in 2026.
That's the
Exploring the
fucking
California Rockies, right?
can't sleep. I can't believe I
Yeah.
got bourbon.
We're gonna meet up. We're gonna meet up. March it is. March it is. I'm gonna fly out. I'm
And
gonna
if
fly
you
out
can
there
make
for a
it
few days.
here,
March Madness.
I'll tell you what. If you guys can make it here,
March Madness is us in California in 2026.
you guys
Yeah.
can sleep in my place, no problem.
Hey, do y'all got hotels over there?
What are you talking about? I'm gonna have a room for you. What are you talking about? Of
No, I'm just
course,
saying,
I'll
the
pitch
fire
on
has-
the second bed in the hotel. Just kidding. I'll take both. Either or.
Man, I'll tell you what. We can be pitching tents in my place, but if it's March,
Okay,
it's
I'm
gonna be nice.
definitely pitching a on the hotel with Tyrone. Ain't no pitching no tents in Stig's room.
We're not going to pitch no tents in my room. I sleep alone, man. When I'm sleeping, nobody can access my body. There's no access to my body when I'm asleep. That's for sure. Don't burn what down? Don't. Let me see if you see Bigfoot. Who? See, the chats are still coming in so fast. I got 123 views. It says I don't know where they're coming from. Let's see what
all our channels combined. We all streaming right now.
I got on the X. I got 41 people saw it, and I think it should say who's watching. Oh, 33 views from X. Yeah, you guys are really bringing me out of my hole here. What's this? The drug sucks balls. What kind of drug? What kind of drug are we talking about?
Say what?
I don't know. I think it's in reference to my weed statement. And that drug is burning me out. That's for sure. Sabe, Loretta with Sabe, you just keep going. We're out of here. We're out of here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ending the
Much
stream.
love. It was a pleasure. Rebirth the Word, Tyrone, Stig, David Stig Hansen, myself, Bernie, and
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure. Happy New Year to all of you.
Site? What's your site? Who should Rebirth? Your rebirthoftheword.com, right?
Yep.
And what about your YouTube? Rebirth of the Word?
Nah, Rebirth of the WO1. No. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was my Twitter. Rebirth of the Word 7099.
Okay.
on YouTube.
And Bernie, what's yours?
Nice. I'm just YouTube at Crypto Alchemist 369, and my backup channel is just at Burneye, BURNEYE, because I'm Bernie, the one and only, coming to California, and that's what I'm doing in 2026, and meeting up with these lovely fine gentlemen, and we doing some real research on the ground investigations.
I'm just doing youtube.com/@Stig. I do have a Twitter, Stigemup, STIGEMUP. All right, guys. Somebody has buckets of prime smoke. We just got to get an address out of them. All right, good night, guys. We out of here.
Right.
I guess there's going to be an exit video. We'll see, but I'm going to keep the chat going. You guys have a good night.
Happy New Year. Happy birthday.
Happy New Year.
All right. Good night. See ya.